And today we have a reading for you about somebody who is leaving without saying a goodbye. This could be someone who is specifically avoiding an ex or a friend or a family member. Or this could be somebody who's avoiding everyone on their way out. Maybe this is someone who is just visiting for a short while, or someone who is moving and feeling like parting is such sweet sorrow. Maybe they just don't really want to deal with the goodbyes, or how to say, I don't know when I'm going to see you next. But we have someone who's avoiding this conversation or avoiding that sad moment. So let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. I hope you're having a good day so far. Happy Friday. Hello, Steven. How's it going? If you're interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedonestarot@gmail.com. It's in the description box for you, as is more information on how to become a member. Thank you to the current members. I think we will start with... we're going to go with the Mystical Cat Tarot. It's been a while. What else do we have regarding this person who is maybe even like leaving in the middle of the night? I don't know. They're not interested in the goodbyes. Ten of Earth or 10 of Pentacles in the reverse to join the 10 of Cups in the reverse. I feel like this is a breakup. We have the 9 of Pentacles. Someone who's making up their own mind, someone who's leaving, deciding that they don't want to hold on to something anymore. 4 of Earth or 4 of Pentacles is in the reverse. So this is somebody who's like, it's not my thing anymore. Hello, Tony. How are you doing? Hello, Antonio. What else do we have? Page of Cups or the Sea Kitten, and the 8 of Cups in the reverse, or the 8 of Sea in the reverse. I feel like this is someone who is seen as a little bit younger or inexperienced. Maybe that's an unfair judgment. Maybe it's comparative, right? We could have someone in their 50s who's dating a person in their 60s, and the person in their 60s is looking at this romantic partner of theirs as kind of immature, but by most people's standards, that would be somebody who is more mature. But we have some like kind of judgment here as far as how somebody has acted, and I feel like this is the reason why we have a quick departure. It's like I came back around to try to solve things, and you kept being petty or immature. I apologize for what my part was in this, or I, was approaching things hoping we could find some way to work through this. But it felt to me like you were just determined to have an argument, or determined to make me angry or feel bad. So with the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse, this is like, I don't feel like there's any room for change. So perhaps there's an argument within a family, perhaps there's an argument within a relationship, where we have somebody who feels like they're not interested in sticking around to see if things are going to change. Kind of feels like I'm giving up is the energy. Hello, Raptor. How are you doing? What do you think, Ankush? Hello, Bearcat. How are you doing? Hello, Zats. Hello, Loyal. What's up? So we have the Ace of Sky, which is the Ace of Swords. We have the Sky Tom or the Knight of Swords in the reverse, and Strength. All right, so I know that people are going to get mad at me because I'm leaving and not saying goodbye, but I think you'll understand once you hear the rest of the story, or, I'll tell you after I've left. I think this is someone who's defending themselves. So maybe you have family members that look down on you, or, feel like they can just kind of like boss you around and it's disrespectful. Maybe there's a partnership here, a romantic partnership, where one person seems to be a little bossy or petty, and the other one says, that's it, I'm done, I'm good. Another 10 of Cups in the reverse. And we have the 3 of Sky, which is the 3 of Swords. So there's heartbreak here, and I do feel like it's on both sides. Heartbreak, of course, can happen even when it's not romantic, right? But it's, oh, I guess things escalated rather quickly, or, you know, maybe this person's departure is impacting an event or making someone question if maybe they were overly harsh. We have the Page of Pentacles, or the Earth Kitten, and the Chariot in the reverse. Even if this person doesn't have an easy mode of transportation, like let's say they drove somewhere with their spouse or their boyfriend or girlfriend, and they don't have a way to leave without leaving someone behind, or they don't have their own vehicle, this person still finds a way to leave. So this is like, I've made up my mind, I know I want to get out of here, I'm not going to stick around for this, and I'm out. Or it could be somebody who's like, I'm not staying at your place, I'm going to get a hotel room because your rules are ridiculous. You know? We just have like a very sharp separation. Like, I'm sick of you and your crap. Just like, I'm out of here. Hello, Reeling. How are you doing? So I'm not in disagreement, but I would just remind you that I do require people be tolerant and non-judgmental regarding religious beliefs. That's bordering, so just be cautious, please, and make sure that you are respectful, okay? Hello, Renee. How are we doing? Hello, Ralph. How was your day? Matt, what you getting into? Guys, look at it. We just got the Chariot in the reverse right after the other deck's Chariot in the reverse. So even though there are obstacles, or even though there is a severe inconvenience, right? Like, oh, I have to like find another flight home, or I have to see if there's someone else who could give me a ride. This person's like, whatever I need to do, I'm gonna get out of here. I don't care if I have to walk 3 miles with all my luggage. I'm not gonna stay here because this person that I'm dealing with, or these individuals that I'm dealing with, like, it doesn't matter how much effort I put in, it's not enough. They're just gonna be angry at me. Hello, Grindhard, how you doing? Hello, Abdul. Hello, Anton, how are you doing? By the way, this is the Golden Art Nouveau. I can't remember if I mentioned that. So we have 9 of Pentacles in the reverse. And the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. Again. And we did get the 9 of Pentacles in the upright. So it does feel to me like there's someone here who feels this sudden departure of the Strength individual, or what are we going to call you? I kind of feel like calling them the Chariot, even though the Chariots come out in the reverse, because it's like, oh, that's cute. You tried to like block the driveway, but I'm just going to move that block, you know? Whatever the barrier was, this person was like, I'm going to find a way around it. No big deal. But they're dealing with a person, or perhaps this is multiple people, who refuse to show the respect that this individual deserves. Maybe it's just a matter of, you married into the family and none of us like you, or, you know, you don't have the right beliefs, or, you know, you, whatever, just have different approaches, right? And this King of Swords is the person who says, okay, I guess I have to make a decision to remove myself from this because it's not going to change. And I don't know that they say any goodbyes. Hello, Adam. I don't know who that is, but I hope you're having a good day. Happy Friday. Hello, Benny. Hello, Risha. Hello, James. How are you doing? Thank you for liking and subscribing, by the way. It means a lot to me. What else do we have? Hermit in the reverse, Page of Pentacles, and the Five of Pentacles in the reverse. Yeah, I think this is someone who is gone. With, like, it doesn't take them very long. It's, you know, this happened, somebody was offensive or, you know, insulting, and I look at how easy it would be to put all of my things back in the bag or back in the suitcase and just get out of here. So this is someone who's not afraid to spend time by themselves, or maybe a little bit extra picky about who they spend time with. This could also just be somebody who's had enough of someone in particular's misbehaving, right? Fed up is definitely coming through for this individual. Like, you know, how many times do we have to have the same argument? How many times do I have to listen to you say the same thing, or, you know, get judgmental about something that's my decision? It could be that we have a family that's not approving of a relationship and they are being rude to their in-law, right? Like son-in-law or daughter-in-law. Or maybe even someone's being rude to their mother or father-in-law. But it does kind of feel like it's maybe not direct family. Some of you, maybe both of you, get mad because the family is mistreating the person who married into the family. But I feel like we have a family event and there's an argument that breaks out and someone just says, I'm done. Okay. See ya maybe later. Hello, Maharguna. How are you doing? Hello, Helena. Hello, Dawn. We have number 10, which is the scythe. It makes a lot of sense. Somebody's like, okay, well, I can't tell everybody else to leave, but I can leave. Maybe this is your place. Maybe this is, you know, I'm visiting you. But I could also just, like, you know, go home. I don't have to stay here. And some may actually leave a letter behind, you know, hey, I thought this would work out. Sorry. Maybe there's someone who did not get involved in the argument who is negatively impacted, right? You know, sorry, Joey, I didn't, you know, mean to cut our time short. I was actually looking forward to seeing you. I just can't deal with this kind of stress at this point. I feel like there's very little, if any, communication when this person leaves. And it's because there's been an argument, someone who's been very disrespectful, probably because of some tension between a married couple and one of their families. We have the key. I do think that this is a turning point for an argument. Maybe before it seemed like, you know, oh, you're making a big deal out of this, or this isn't as bad as you make it sound. Maybe this is the first time someone sees, oh, okay, my uncle actually is really rude to you, or, oh, I didn't realize that my sister spoke to you like that. That's, you know, horrible. Thank you, Grindheart. Let me write that down for you real quick. Will Micah still move in with me? She still want a family in the future? And did her feelings grow stronger after phone conversation? Thank you, Grindhard. And hello, Cameron. How are you doing? Hello, wrestling fan. How is England doing? Hello, Ryder. This is the Pulp Tarot. What else do we have? Yeah. The Hermit, the Five of Swords in the reverse, the Two of Cups in the reverse, the Queen of Swords. So if you're going to insist on trying to make me feel like an outsider, or if you're going to act disrespectfully towards me or my partner, I'm not going to sit here and, try to make things work or be pleasant or let it slide. There's going to be a falling out. Maybe we get to the point where it's no contact. Maybe it's the fact that you leave like a holiday celebration. But this is somebody saying, no, we're not going to do that. And since you couldn't, follow those rules, I'm leaving. Oh, I'm so glad that it's not that cold here, but I hope that you enjoy the cold. Yeah, no spamming, please. We have that Nine of Pentacles again. I feel like we have one person who does pretty well on their own. Someone who is picking up on what the real intentions are, or, not letting deceptive comments like, oh, I didn't say it that mean, you're just reading into it. Someone's just like, no, I know what I'm dealing with, and I'm not here to, put up with somebody who is rude. So we have the Five of Wands in the reverse, a refusal to continue to fight because you're dealing with somebody who is, I don't know if they're playing like devil's advocate or if they're just saying whatever it takes to get you to be upset. But you or your person see through it. And so we have somebody who's like, okay, I'm just going to leave because apparently this is like too much. All right. This is the Fairy Godmother Oracle. Let's see what else we've got for you. Hello, Sarah. How are you doing? Hello, Jessie. Hello, Jessica. Oh, I'm glad to hear that. It's nice to have a little distance, right? So we have Magic and Identity. I mean, there is a little bit of like a black sheep or an outcast. So it could be the person who's related who feels like they're very different from their family. Or it could be that, both people within the relationship are a little bit unusual or unconventional. But we have this desire to be associated with that family, even if they have been difficult, trying to find a way to navigate it that allows for everyone to feel respected. You're spamming, so I'm going to block you for 30 minutes. Feel free to come back after that 30 minutes if you can not spam. Hello, crew. How are you doing? Thank you. That's very kind of you. So I mean, there's this desire to feel like you are connected, or where you come from. You feel comfortable in your hometown or around your people, right? But we also have this Magic card, which makes me feel like there's something about you, something about your person, whichever it is, that maybe it makes people feel a little bit uncomfortable because they are super authentic. And there's so many people who aren't. And they can get intimidated around people who are comfortable with themselves. So we have a misconception or someone who's been stubborn with regards to how they perceive you or your partner. Let's see. This is the Tarot of the Nile. What else do we have? Hey, Nat, how are you doing? Happy Friday. Let me write that down for you. David's feelings towards you. It's no contact. Okay. Sounds good. Thank you. I'm glad to hear that, Jessica. All right, what else do we have? By the way, if anyone is new to the live stream here, I start the personal questions at about 30 or 35 minutes in. I like to do that after the general reading has finished, and I do prioritize those that tip or donate. Every now and then, I like to do some freebies as well. Just kind of depends on how hungry I am. You know, sometimes you hear the stomach growling. Thank you, Jordan. I hope you're having a good day. I got you. All right. Let's see. So we have Temperance in the reverse. Somebody who feels like after an argument, there's no need to stick around and try to find a way to repair things. That maybe it's just a little bit hopeless, you know? Maybe I should have trusted my first instinct, which said that coming here was not necessarily a good idea. Or, you know what, I should probably just like give this a little bit of space because I'm not sure that I want to continue to deal with this person. With this Wheel of Fortune, it could be that we had somebody who was kind of looking for a reason to pick a fight or test this person. And the King of Swords was like, okay, then I guess I'll go. So the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords is the same individual. This is why we don't pay too close attention to the gender. And with the High Priestess and the Emperor in the reverse, it's like, I know what your intentions are. I know that you're not interested in being respectful or, you know, being kind to the person that I've chosen to marry. So I think we'll just head out. Will I be able to fix laundry room roof this month? I'm adding it to the side. But thank you, Nat, to fix laundry room roof. Did you say this month? Okay. I've added that for you. Thank you, Nat. All right. What else do we have? Hello, Mr. Grunek. What's up? We have Death. 6 of Wands in the reverse and the Star. I mean, what was that movie a while back? I'm trying to think of what the lead character's name. I think it's Holly Hunter. Maybe it's something along the lines of like Going Home for the Holidays or Home for the Holidays. But if I recall, it's been a long time since I've seen that movie. It did not go very well. There's just this sense that, you know, I'm trying to make peace with the differences that I know exist between my family and me, or my family and my like partner, my spouse. But there's a line, and if that continues to be crossed, then I just have to like remove myself from the equation. You know, the family, it's not an easy thing to make happen smoothly when you're having family events. There can be arguments, there can be frustrations with itineraries or schedules or activities or whatever it is, right? This is someone who feels like their love, the person they love, isn't accepted or being treated right. So I think there's like an extra level of defensiveness, like, no, you're not going to treat that person that way, or somebody who's being very protective of their own energy. But again, with the Page of Swords in the reverse, it's like, I don't feel like I really owe you an explanation. If your goal is just to try to make someone feel bad about themselves, or, you know, if you're over here feeling like it's just fine to treat people that way, then I don't think I really feel bad about walking away from that. So the Star is about wanting to protect that kind of peaceful energy, or being very selective about what you do with your time and who you allow in your space. because you're dealing with an Emperor who's clarified by the Knight of Wands in the reverse. This is an angry, controlling person. Doesn't seem very pleasant. I don't blame you. Thank you, crew. Will I be able to properly separate from Kimberly? I hope it's okay that I'm calling you crew. I'm going to add that for you, and I'll start those questions within the next 10 minutes. Will I be able to properly separate? Thank you. And we'll go with the situations deck and probably some Path of Shadows. We'll see what I'm feeling pulled towards after the situations deck. But I feel like we've got someone in this family who really just kind of like gets high off of making other people frustrated or being judgy, right? Cool, thank you. So we've got triggers, name, car, and place. It's like I know what to do to mess with you, or I know how to press your buttons and get you to be frustrated. It does feel to me like there had already been a conversation where we outlined, hey, I need you to be, willing to call this person, by the right name. I'm thinking of I Love Lucy and how Lucy's mom always called Ricky Ricardo Mickey, right? Even though she knew that the son was named after Lucy's husband and was named Ricky. So it's amusing, right? But it's also not, because it's probable she was doing it on purpose. So we have this, I guess clarity is what I would call it. You've acted this way, or after knowing the rules or what was expected, you still felt like you should go against that, or you should kind of test it. So makes me feel like maybe I should be done trying to connect to somebody who doesn't take my boundaries seriously or who is disrespectful towards my partner. All right, we'll get a few from the Path of Shadows. Let's see why this person is so rude. How rude. Why is this person so mean to the King of Swords? Why is this person so mean? Hey, that's a strange question there, but my response would be no. Thanks, Mitchell. I feel like there's other places you could go for that. We've got grace, mystery, and psychic abilities. Oh, okay. So King of Swords, you make people feel uncomfortable because people can't lie. People can't play games with you. It makes sense, right? You're authentic. You're yourself. You don't seem to be following the same path as everyone else. So there are people who feel uncomfortable around you because you aren't pretending, and a lot of people are pretending. Now this, again, could be about you or your person, but we have this, I'm going to make you feel uncomfortable because I feel uncomfortable around you. We have the pumpkin patch and the cauldron. You will only taste the sour if you don't seek for the sweet. Share your fruits wisely, lest you sow regrets too deep. This is that King of Swords who's deciding, I'm leaving. I don't need to be dealing with people who have negative intentions or who just want to like make me feel negatively about myself. So we have intention, alchemy, manifestation. If I look seriously at what the intention is behind your comment or how you approach this conversation, it tells me that spending time with you is a waste of my time because you're trying to get me to be angry. So I feel like this person's made the right choice, This is you trying to be disrespectful or, disregarding the conversation we had about boundaries. So if that's the case, then I guess we have to go no contact or just like not see each other. Spiritual protection and transmutation from spiritual spying on my life. So crew, that's probably more of like a private reading one. And transmutation. Yeah, if you want to find my email address in the description box and just shoot me a quick email, I'll tell you, like maybe we can do something that's a little bit shorter. But I would be hesitant to do too much of that on the live stream. We can get a little detail for you and see what advice there is, but you know, there'll be people that are like kind of creeping on YouTube videos and in the comments trying to see what's going on, right? All right, let's get started with those personal questions. We have Grind Hard up first, then Nat Nat, then we have Jordan, and then Crew. So Crew, I'm going to see what we've got as far as like who's spying or what you need to know about that. In general, I would just tell everyone that a good place to start with regards to protective energy is closing your eyes, trying to minimize the sound, or make it kind of like soothing music or, I don't know, like rain in the background. But imagine white energy that you are able, well, that's within you, and you're able to use it as protective, like a sphere around you. I think there is something to be said, though, for knowing specifically who it is that is trying to mess with you, who's trying to spy or send you negative energy. Yes, exactly. All right, so for Grind Hard, we've got, will Micah still move in with me? Will Micah still move in with Grind Hard? I mean, it's kind of like that came out sideways. I don't know that she's really made up her mind, but if I had to choose upward or reverse, it would be reverse. I do feel like there is some concern on her part that there's going to be another argument. So this is a choice that she hasn't made yet. She wants to make sure before she does a lot of rearranging or restructuring of her life. Does she still want a family in the future? Yes. Feel like 2 kids or 2 more kids, however it works out. But there is somebody here who doesn't want her to have this. Queen of Cups in the reverse. Is this the friend? No, I feel like this is an ex, somebody who's still stuck on her. This is someone who's trying to probably make it seem like they're the right person to be co-parenting or, you know, starting a family with her. Or this is somebody who is just really set on making it seem like nobody else is good enough for her. Yes, perfect. I think that's actually what I wrote down. Let me be more specific. I got you. Thank you, Crew. Hello, Ethical. How are you doing? Hello, I am. Hello, Santiago. Hello, Ron. How we doing? So this person who doesn't want her to have that is probably a person who wants that for themselves, like with her. Did her feelings grow stronger for Grind Hard after their phone call? Look, it's the Ace of Cups. Yes, that's a yes, by the way. And this is, I feel like after the phone call, there was some thinking about what needs to be done. How can I do the right thing? All right, so with the Four of Swords in the reverse, there's something here that is still not being, like it's unresolved. And the heads up here is give it a little bit of time. It's like you need to do a little bit of a count. And then when it's the right time, this needs to be dealt with, but it does need to be dealt with pretty quickly. Does she know that she belongs to grind hard? I mean, technically, yes, but we also have the Seven of Swords. I feel like she isn't talking to a lot of people about this. Because she knows there's somebody here who's going to be mad about it. I think this is the next. But yes, she knows it. She just isn't necessarily broadcasting it. All right, let's move on to Nat's questions. I'll go with the Noisy Tarot. And we've got, what are David's feelings currently for Nat, please? What are David's feelings currently towards Nat, please? Page of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, Knight of Cups. I feel like this is someone who's been trying to kind of ignore or distract themselves from what they want. This is someone who maybe hasn't really had a lot of good experience or a lot of experience at all with healthy emotional relationships or pursuing someone in a, respectful way. But we're going from the Page to the Knight and from the Knight of Pentacles to the Knight of Cups. So this feels to me like somebody who's getting a little bit more confidence in how to approach someone in a charming but respectful way. In other words, how can I hit on someone in a way that's kind of like age appropriate or also still respectful? So I feel like this is somebody who is learning about how to talk about their feelings or learning a little bit more like how to be comfortable with that situation, whether that means they're talking to a friend about you or, looking up videos on YouTube. But this is someone who feels like they have to figure out how to communicate their emotions to you in a better way or a more effective way. With the Four of Swords in the reverse, they know that they caused some problems here, probably because they were a little bit too blunt or because they held back. So how does David view Nat? Oh, someone who makes me happy. Ace of Cups. Look, I think this person loves you but is terrified. I need to figure out how to approach this. I need to make sure I don't put like my foot in my mouth and say something stupid. But there's definitely a desire for a long-term relationship. It's just like, I'm worried that I'm going to ruin everything. Hello, Tejas. How are you doing? I don't know how to say your name. And I'm glad, Nat. So the second question was, will I be able to fix the laundry room roof this month? Yes. And the Four of Wands is a card that talks about home. Ooh, and so is the Ten of Cups. Yeah, I feel like you're going to have a sense that things are in a better situation. Maybe it'll be a little bit, you'll have to be a little bit more frugal over the holidays. I don't know. But I do feel like you're going to be able to get what you need fixed. Just be cautious because I do feel like there's a chance here you're going to deal with somebody who feels like they can price gouge you or, like misquote you on how much a part would cost. So if you have the ability to, I know this part needs to be replaced and if I look at it online, it costs this. If they misquote you that price, you would be able to say, well, that's weird because I found it for this amount. Is there any way we could, figure out why there's such a gap in that cost, right? Because I feel like there's someone here who might try to, it's like they're assuming that you won't call them out if they charge you too much or if they cut a corner. World in the reverse, Hanged Man. But I think or you're going to know how to curb this. You just have to be observant. So I hope that goes well. Hello, Rachel. How are you doing? All right, so let's see. What do we have next? Jordan. Let's see what we've got for Jordan. What do we have for Jordan, please? Let's get a separate or a new tarot deck, shall we? This is the Bianco Nero. What message do we have for Jordan, please? What message do we have for Jordan? Hello, Joe. How are you doing? Hello, KT. How's it going? Hello, Hayden. How are you doing? So, Jordan, we have the Fool, a new chapter. Feels like there is an absence here. Somebody who is stubborn or who is refusing to see things the way that they really are. I feel like you're starting a new chapter away from this person. This could have been about a boss, a friend, or somebody that you were involved with romantically. But I see positive energy because you have less toxic, like less drama around you. Yeah, there's someone here who's straight up delusional. Like, I should probably say that nicer. This is someone who, like, reality is right in front of them. The truth of who people are or how they've acted is right in front of them. But this is somebody who doesn't want to, like, be honest about it. And you're coming through as the Hierophant. So you were able to offer some grounding or some really, like, helpful advice for this person to see what was really happening. But they didn't want to hear it. So I don't know if, like I said, this could be, you know, platonic or somebody that you dealt with in a professional sense. Even the Two of Cups could be talking about like a work agreement or contract. But I feel like you have, it's like the air is clear because you're not going to let this person who's been dishonest keep being dishonest. Queen of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, and the reverse. This person is going to be missing you, is going to be going through some anxiety or sleeplessness. Ten of Pentacles and the reverse. And the Two of Swords. So when you make this decision, you're opening yourself up to a new chapter that had been blocked by this person and would have been a loss to you. And at some point you realized that this was a block for you, and I feel like you followed your intuition, or you're about to. But it means that you have this new chapter that previously would have been impossible. And it's because you've cut someone out of your life. So is this like improvement with regards to finances? This is something that is going to address the overall like tension or argumentative energy that you might have been dealing with, so that you're able, because that's removed, now you're going to be able to focus on things much more effectively, right? I hope that helps, Jordan. And we've got Crew up next. Ooh, hold on. Let me see. Thank you for the tips. James is asking, it's her birthday. Should I do something nice for her? I shall ask and see what we get for you, James. I've just got one other individual on our list before you. And then I think we had Grindhard, was it? Thank you, Grindhard. Let's see what else we've got for you. Oh, sorry guys, my eyes are acting weird. Does the ex know he messed up because she loved and not leaving me? Hold on, it doesn't. Yeah. Does the ex know? Loves Grindhard and is not leaving. And does he know he lost her? And is she talking about me now again? You crack me up kind hard. Thank you. I've added that for you. You're welcome, Jordan. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Yeah, I mean, she probably learned some helpful lessons from that connection, right? All right, so we've got Crew up next. Hello, Laura. How are you doing? All right, so for Crew, we have, will I be able to properly separate from Kimberly? Yes. There's an emotional maturity here that may surprise you. You might expect some petty behavior. You might expect some dishonesty, but I see someone having more respect or being more tied to their morals or integrity than you might think. So I do feel like things will go more smoothly than anticipated. And who is spying spiritually on Crew? I feel like it's a man. Someone who has potentially got an addiction or drinks or parties too much. This is someone who may have dated someone close to you or who may consider themselves a romantic rival to you. I feel like they've changed their physical appearance. This could be someone who's had a dramatic weight change, whether that's gain or loss, whether that's, hey, I've dyed my hair or I've been working out, I dress differently. I feel like this person who's spying on you has been putting in a lot of effort into being different, right? Yeah, hopefully, Crew, that's going to be left behind or at least minimized for you. I like seeing that there seems to be a little bit less of that than what you anticipate. But this person who's spiritually spying, let's just see, is this person tied to Kimberly? Is this Emperor in the reverse? Yes. There's some connection here, whether they're friends or related, or if this person is pursuing Kimberly. There's some connection here. And I do feel like there is some sort of attempt to send you negative energy to stop you, to prevent you from doing something or to keep you from getting what you want. I kind of feel like somebody doesn't know what they're doing, though. This is the weirdest thing, but what I'm hearing is someone singing happy birthday, like the tune, but they have the words kind of wrong. Not on purpose. It's like they don't know them. So if this is literally them trying to do a spell, they're effing it up, they're not doing it right. They're a novice. So with the Ten of Swords in reverse, this is whatever they're trying to send your way doesn't seem to be very effective. The problem is I do feel like they're trying more than once. So that could be an issue. All right. I hope that was helpful, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Sending you protective energy, by the way. And then we've got James. It's her birthday. Should I do something nice for her? Yes. Look at how perfect that answer is. The King of Wands is you, James, and the Ace of Cups. That's like that peace offering or that kind gesture. And Six of Cups usually has a little boy giving, I think it's a flower to a girl. So yes, maybe, make sure you're being reasonable as far as how much you spend. Don't go crazy with it, right? But yeah, go for it. You're welcome, Crew. Hello, Rick. How are you doing? Hello, crafting. All right, James, I hope you enjoy your weekend and that the gift goes well. For Grind Hard, we have, does the ex know that Micah loves Grind Hard and is not leaving? Yes, with the Two of Cups. I do feel like there is some insight here or some understanding that the intention is Micah wants to be with someone else. Two of Wands. You're the other person to them, right? Does he know that he lost Micah? Yes, he does still love her, but he knows that he did not do enough and that she learned that it was time to walk away, basically. So he feels like he fumbled, right? He ruined it. Is she talking about Grind Hard now? Not now, but I do feel like before the night is through. About what? That something here went better than she expected, that, you know, maybe you have a little bit of a cooler head where it concerns getting through an argument or a disagreement. But the emphasis seems to be on things being a good mix of what she wants or needs. Not really feeling like anything is problematic. So it feels to me like I'm happy, this is a good situation. Empress in the reverse, Four of Wands. And there are people who are asking, okay, so does that mean you're going to be like moving in? Are you going to be marrying this person? What's going on with all that? I think there's maybe specifically someone who's asking if she's in love with you. Thank you for liking and subscribing, by the way. I really do appreciate it. Hello, Roy. How's it going? Or Roya? That's funny. Laura, I hope you don't, but let's get a question or get an answer for you on that one. Does Laura have a stalker? Does Laura have a stalker? No, but I do feel like there's someone who's contemplating it. Like, is it serious contemplation? This is someone who is too nervous or uncomfortable to do what they really want to do, but they do think about watching you or following you. You can see it right there. They're sitting there thinking about what it would be like if they were to just like always have access or be able to follow you. But I feel like they also are aware that what they want to do is unreasonable or would be, like, in their words, they're thinking that would be crazy. So I feel like you're picking up on some weirdness because the weirdness is there, but they haven't taken that last like step towards actually doing the stalking. I would still say it's important to do what you can to maintain privacy and make sure people can't find information about you that they don't deserve access to. Has she shown a picture of me lately? Has Micah shown a picture of Grind Hard lately? Yes. I feel like this is to somebody who lives at a distance from her. Perhaps someone who lives alone or somebody who's a bit older, probably a family relation, or maybe it's an older friend. But yes, she has. Hello, Jameson. How are you doing? All right, let's see. Aw, that's sweet of you, James. I hope y'all have fun. I hope you have a good weekend, Hayden. I'm trying to see if, oh, Joao asked, how is Raquel towards me right now? How is Raquel towards Joao right now, please? Tower in the reverse. Four of Wands in the reverse and the Eight of Swords. This is like willful ignorance or avoidance. Like, I don't want to think about things. I don't want to feel bad, maybe, about the decisions that I've made. But there's instability. It's like I'm aware that things are crashing down or that things aren't in a good place, but I don't want to think about it because then I might feel like I'm responsible for doing something about it. And I don't think she wants to do that. So honestly, it feels like she's in sabotage energy. Nine of Cups, Eight of Cups. She's walking away from something that she actually wants, probably due to fear or some sort of insecurity. So hopefully she can process that and work through it. And I hope you see that, Joelle. I hope you're still there. All right, I'm going to leave it there. I love you all. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the subscribes. Thank you for hyping if you're able to. And I will see you on the next reading. Toodles.